lots of people finding value in gold, and one of those examples on the world stage, Hugo Chavez. He wants his gold. He wants it back. He wants it back from the U.S. and from Europe. He has ordered his central bank to repatriate $11 billion in gold reserves. But to give you a sense of logistically what this means, that's 211 tons. So why and what could this mean for other countries? To tell us from Buenos Aires is author and researcher Adrian Salbuchi. Thanks so much for being with us. So there are a lot of different explanations that have been given since this news was announced about why Chavez wants his gold back. What do you think is the foremost reason?
Well, there are two basic reasons here. One of them is financial. He obviously wants to protect the financial assets of his own country, so he is repatriating these 211 metric tons of gold, which sounds like a lot, but since gold is heavy, it's a relatively small volume, and he is asking the United States, Switzerland, Britain to give it back to him. But there is another level that this needs to be interpreted, and it's a political level. In a way, after seeing the way that the NATO countries, for example, are grabbing the assets of other countries, we're seeing it in Libya, we realize, and he very well realizes, I believe, that it is not about human rights. This is clearly all about gold. It's all about oil, about minerals, geopolitics, and global control. I think Hugo Chavez, in a rather crude way, is understanding that there is a global power elite embedded within the United States, Britain, and the European Union, but that do not respond to the interests of the American, British, or European peoples. And he sees that regime change, which has wreaked so much havoc in North Africa and the Middle East, is now coming towards Latin America, and his country is the first target, Venezuela.
So do you think he sees this as his defense against the U.S. or other countries freezing his assets in an act of economic warfare? Because that is an act of economic warfare. Do you think that's genuinely the concern?
Absolutely. I think he is understanding the domino effect that is coming this way. I'm speaking from Latin America, from Argentina. So we think that the next stage will very likely affect, well, the rest of Africa in the first instance, and then Latin America. And as I say, Venezuela is a prime target in this sense. And he is understanding that he has to defend his assets. And instead of putting them in Britain, the UK, Europe, and Switzerland, he is looking towards more friendly allies, such as placing these financial assets in Russia, in Brazil, or in China.
You said that this is an analysis in Latin America and other countries are concerned. Do you think other Latin American countries are going to follow suit and repatriate gold, pull their assets back home, pull them into other countries?
Things would have to get worse before that happens. Maybe some of the smaller countries which are aligned with Venezuela, such as Ecuador or Bolivia, might follow suit. However, the major countries, notably Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, will not do so, I don't think, anytime in the near future. So in a way, regrettably, Hugo Chavez is a bit on his own, and he should be more careful, I believe, the way he handles these things, because making it too obvious, he becomes a very, very clear target of what is a basically very powerful military machine that might target his country.
How does this make him a target, him taking his gold back? What exactly do you mean?
Well, let me just give you a very quick example. In November 2002, Saddam Hussein traded $1 billion oil for medicine. Instead of doing it in dollars for the first time in 2002, he did it in euros. And we know what happened to Saddam Hussein in March 2003, because the threat was seen that there could be a run on the oil market, turning it from dollars into euros. So now Hugo Chavez keeps setting the example that countries should call their gold back. If there were to be a domino effect caused by Hugo Chavez, well, I don't think that the global powers that be will just sit aside waiting for things to happen.